Now, as Ryan, Trenton, and Sean grab your attention towards the world of sports, food, and entertainment, and away from the things that are probably more important, we apologize for nothing and anything that may be spoken, learned, or forgotten today. This is the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Hello, and welcome to the Real Tree Shaker Show. I'm Ryan.
I am Trenton, normal voice.
Yes, and I'm Sean, and I think he's just excited that we're doing this show, all of us here in Texas.
I guess so.
Yes.
So, welcome everyone.
Faux
What
show.
about the other year that we've done the show and he goes in that way?
It's practice. It's like
Oh,
baseball.
okay.
You gotta do it
I'm
every
built
day.
up for it.
Okay.
Yes. Well, welcome everybody. This is the newest edition of the Real Tree Shaker Show. What a crazy weekend of sports between baseball, college football, NFL, of course. We got a lot to get to. But let me first start off by saying Happy International Beer and Pizza Day, guys.
Oh.
Wow.
Or
Guess that's what's for dinner.
maybe. Or I could see it. Happy Bring Your Teddy Bear to Work Day, Ryan. So I'm sure you had that.
Yeah,
Did you take your
course.
cuddle buddy with you?
you know it. Always.
The Build-A-Bear.
Yes, my Thunder buddy.
Build-A-Bear. So, a couple birthdays today. John Lennon,
Cool.
Okay.
Sharon Osbourne,
Ozzy.
and one of our personal favorite people to quote, Mike Singletary.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Cool.
we're not letting you off the hook for your birthday, Mike. So, but as we have since basically, last weekend before I got down here, the baseball has been in playoff mode. Of course, we all know the doubleheader that happened on Monday, where the Braves proceeded to advance and get knocked out. But some great wild card series that happened, and now these divisional series guys are off to a great start.
Yeah. I mean,
No doubt at all. I think it's still wide open, and we'll see what happens. There's no clear-cut favorite, and that's the beautiful thing about postseason baseball. You just don't know.
yeah, I love to see the small market teams doing well. Always good to see.
Props to the Tigers, man. They're it's fun to see. No one expects them there, and here they are, and it's pretty darn cool.
Just imagine if Detroit makes the series. What a year with Michigan and the Lions and the Tigers. Whew.
Well, how come you bring up
Not
the
too
Pistons?
bad. Oh yeah, they don't have much there, or the Red Wings, but still.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Cleveland hasn't scored a run since the 6th inning of Game 1, so Detroit pitching has been dominant. But yeah, this before today started, or yesterday started, is the first time in Major League Baseball history that all 4 divisional round series were tied at 1-1.
Wow. See, and there's something that I didn't even know, that it was best of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking after the first round it was all best of 7. So these are going to end quick, I think.
Yeah, some of them could, but you never know. These series have been back and forth. They've been tight. No lead has been comfortable. Even though last night the Mets were up 5-6-1.
Padres.
Yeah.
Padres
up 6-1, and they almost blew
grand
it.
Slam, yeah. So you never know.
And then didn't score a single run the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So you never know.
You don't.
Yeah, I like the shit talking the Padres are doing too.
Yeah, man. Why not?
To those entitled Dodgers fans.
Yeah. Highest payroll in baseball, or 5th, because of what they said, all the deferments on Ohtani's contract, and they're still only 5th in payroll.
Yeah.
The Padres, they're kind of little brother to the Dodgers, and they'd be like, you know what, we're tired of waiting for you to do something, LA. So now it's our turn. And Tatis has just been unbelievable. I think all his
he saved
batting.
it up while he was on the IL.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're not taking horse steroids, you should study film.
Right.
But yeah, Schwarber just got plunked. But no, I think all his batting statistics rank among the best of all time in the postseason. So
Oh yeah.
10 for 18. It's ridiculous. But I don't know. What do you think? Now, Mookie and Judge have been in mad struggles during the playoffs. Why do you think certain players that are good in the regular season tend to choke in the playoffs? I don't want to say choke,
Slump. I don't know, man. Really, postseason comes down all about pitching. We know that with the Braves. That's what got them to, to where they were in the '90s, and for 14 straight divisional championships, but got us to some series too. I don't know, man. Maybe they're just focusing. It's a different strategy, during the playoffs too. So, what do you guys think?
I don't know. I think yes, pitching for sure. I also think it's the matchups. I mean, if you're not familiar with seeing a certain team, like the Yankees don't play the Royals often, and so
True.
you're gonna play them a series a year maybe, and so
Yeah.
if you're not too familiar with that, then I think part of that comes into play too, and then I don't know.
Mookie plays the Padres a ton though,
But still, I mean, at the same time, coming into, the playoffs there's so much pressure on you to get a hit to start with.
Sure.
And then, it's are you going to catch fire at the time? I mean, you can hit 60 home runs and 150 RBIs in the regular season, but that's all fine and dandy for regular season stuff. But what are you going to do in the playoffs? And I think a lot of that, it's a different. In every sport, once the regular season ends, playoffs start. It's everybody talks about it. It's a whole different different monster. And so,
sure.
I think some people excel in it, and others do not. And I don't know. I mean, especially
I feel like we see a wild card team win the series now every year. It feels like they just got hot at the right time.
Pretty much. It's happening again this year too. So.
Well, I think a six seed has reached the World Series the last 3 years.
Yeah,
it's in the teams with the buys haven't won a series since 2021, I think.
Yeah.
So it's just a different animal. I mean, it's all about pitching matchups and Ryan's favorite analytics. And it's just, this guy on a certain pitch with a certain situation, that's who they're going to bring in. So that's how the true superstars rise above everybody else, is they make those big hits. And it's not home runs. It's, you can move a batter over, or how come there's been no sacrifice bunts? I don't think, but it's just the way it's going. But I don't know. I think they just took the pressure on him. I mean, someone like Judge, okay, yeah, you hit the home runs, but aren't you going to start to be based on your World Series titles? And he's starting to get up there in age. Mookie's got a couple, so he's good, but I don't know. I think it's just a different animal. And it's like every superstar's pitch like Barry Bonds is throughout the regular season in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah, it takes a lot of adjusting. I mean, it's I don't know, since I don't play Major League Ball and stuff, but just over the years of seeing it, an MVP of a season doesn't mean he's going to be MVP of the playoffs and carry you. It's something. I mean, how many times we've seen it? It's a no name kind of person, or somebody that's not as popular as others, and they start getting some hits, and they start rolling, and they start carrying the team just based on next batter kind of thing, getting on base and moving over. So I don't know. It's I also think too. Sean just hit on it. Where's the sacrifice bunts and all? You had to play small ball in postseason.
No one's really. I
You can
haven't
hit home
seen
runs all you
anybody
want
doing
and still
that.
go home
So
runs, but sometimes that's not going to get you nowhere. So
yeah,
you count on
very
that,
true.
then, probably not good.
Yeah, because the pitching has been. That's when pitching elevates. I mean, occasionally you'll get the wild game,
Yeah,
like Padres Dodgers, but after the third inning, how barely anybody got on base for San Diego. So you got to get the runs when you can.
Both teams.
Both teams. That is correct. Well, that's enough baseball talk, guys. But this past weekend, if you were ranked in the top 25,
you lost.
you pretty much lost. Yes. I mean, where do you start? 6 of the top 25 lost, including number 1 Alabama. Let's just start there, guys.
Yeah, that's a shocker.
Were they looking past Vanderbilt, or did Vandy expose something, or is this just kind of a hangover from the Georgia game?
I think there's a little overlook in Vandy, but at the same time, Vandy's no joke anymore, and it's been made very clear by other analysts and experts saying that it's no walkover anymore, and they came to play that day. That was their Super Bowl, and good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. I think Vandy's a lot better than we thought. I think it was a slight hangover. I think
really.
Vandy just played the game of their life too. But I mean, that Pavia kid, he hasn't thrown a pick all year, and he just played the game of his life, man.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, like, man, I don't know if y'all saw his post game interview, but he didn't give a shit what he was saying.
Yep.
He was like, I'm fucking happy and I don't care.
They should be.
Which I liked.
Yeah, like you said, that's their Super Bowl. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much, yeah.
So is this going to be like Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame, where, Northern Illinois, I think, lost the next week to like Buffalo or someone, below?
Maybe. I mean, Vandy is 3-2, so it's not like they've been dominant, but I mean, they played an awesome game, and Bama did not come to play real well at the beginning. At least they started, making a little bit of a comeback, but couldn't hang with Vandy.
Too little, too late. Yeah, I think Vanderbilt will be very happy to pay that $100,000 fine for the students ripping down the goalposts.
Carrying it down the street.
Carrying it down to the river.
Yep.
Down the river, yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Watch out for my van. That's where I live.
Right.
But, I mean,
Lonnie freaking dog.
Oh, we got that. But I mean, if we can go, Arkansas made Tennessee look like a junior high team. I mean, that was Tennessee's defense still played good.
It was more of a defensive game, yeah.
Yeah.
Good game, but
yeah, I just think they got so lucky shutting down Tennessee's high-powered offense, but I mean, just all around, and then you got Michigan losing to Washington. Do you think that's just because Michigan just really isn't that good?
Yeah, we don't have a quarterback. Sucks, Don't have anyone that can throw. We'll see what what's his name?
Tuttle.
Old Tuttle. We'll see what Tuttle does, but we're gonna have to definitely pay some NIL money to get a recruit there for sure. So Portnoy from Barstool said, "Hey, I'll front a few million to get a quarterback at Michigan." So take advantage of that because they need one bad, and the defense really didn't play great either. And this is an all around horrible game, but it's championship hangover. They're a 7-4 team. 8-5 maybe, or 8-4 team at best, So
I agree with you, 8-4, and that'll still get a decent bowl game.
Yeah.
But
I mean, A&M destroyed Missouri. I was a little surprised by that.
Go to that game next. Yeah. I thought
I was like, wow.
With all the preseason hype in that Missouri defense, they were kind of a lot of people's dark horse national championship.
I feel like
Contender.
Missouri does that every year, though. They always kind of sneak up on and they're really good, and then they have a game like this on national TV, and they
Every year. Did
just
we
get
talk about
stomped.
Missouri last year?
Well, not every year, but
Every
every
leap
few
year.
years or so. Yeah, every leap year. But I feel like they always have that team that kind of sneaks up there and kind of, you think they're going to be good, and then they have a game like this, and I was shocked by that result for sure.
I'm more shocked at the way that was it Wegman came in and he wasn't supposed to. I guess he wasn't. I didn't think he was gonna play or healthy enough to
Yeah.
play. He comes in and he just balls.
Yeah,
He made that offense look completely different. So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was, to me, that was surprising. Of course, beating Missouri the way they did, but that was the surprising part. Is how good
they just ran all over him too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, nothing Missouri
crazy.
could do, especially in that first half.
In defense too, on the Aggies defense was, I mean, they stepped up, and I mean Missouri got playmakers, and I mean, I guess they got some flags on some key plays that brought those plays back, but yeah, I mean, props to A&M though. It's a beautiful thing
No
about
doubt.
college football.
Yep.
Well, we can't go without talking about the game of the week, which some
True.
people went to bed and missed the fourth quarter, but Cal up 38-18 with about just over 14 minutes to go against Miami in Berkeley. Everything went right for Cal. I mean, everything. Miami looked horrible, and then Cam Ward woke up and took, I mean, does that not put that guy at the front of the Heisman race right now?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Number one guy for sure. He's carrying that team, man, being on his back. So, yeah, it was an awesome game. Down 25 points and coming back, just pretty amazing against Cal, who has a damn good defense too. To be able to do that against them, I thought was impressive. And man, Cam Ward likes those dramatic games, and he showed it, and he brought it. So props to him for sure.
I went to sleep, and so I caught the highlights. But yeah, it was seeing the highlights. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I thought
that game was on late too, real late. Real late.
Yeah, I mean, props to him. I'm upset that I went to bed, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's up there. You can't forget about that dude from the running back from Boise State too. As far as
Jeanty, Ashton Jeanty.
That
dude's got 1,031 yards and 16 touchdowns in 5 games.
Yep. So,
good Lord.
But yeah, that was one hell of a game though, or at least comeback. That's for sure.
It was unbelievable. I mean, that atmosphere, because Reese Davis was on the call late at night, and his voice was just shot.
Oh, he lost it. I was like,
you got to think about it though. They were there at 6 a.m. So they were probably awake at 3:30, 4 o'clock to get ready for the production meeting.
Probably pulled a 24-hour night. I'm sure.
Probably
that whole day. So
I mean, but the kid that made the kick with his Vans, never talk shit about.
That was
Vans.
cool. 100,000. I know. I love Vans.
And Vans matched that and donated that to the relief fund, and is sending the kid a new pair of Vans.
That's awesome. Vans.
Never dogged
Herb Street.
That's right.
I know, right?
Yeah, he was
talking shit about it.
And then I think he was next to McAfee, probably the most excited person after that kid made the kick. And I'm glad they gave him that second chance to do it.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
We do lines of code at Cal.
There you go.
They had some great signs. They had some great.
Yeah.
Miami's playbook is shorter than my syllabus. Get out of the way. You're blocking the library. Bullshit. But we think this weekend was good, guys. Wait till this weekend. Probably some of the biggest matchups that we will see this year until we get to the playoffs and conference championship time. But, here locally, It won't be here, but number 1 Texas takes on number 18 OU. Big Red River rivalry. Is that what it's called down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Red River
Yes,
rivalry.
Red River rivalry.
Red River rivalry.
Rivalry.
Rivalry. All right. Well,
Y'all gonna go downtown this weekend or what? Watch the game somewhere?
Or what?
Are y'all gonna go downtown and watch the game somewhere?
No, or what? I didn't ask you to repeat the thing. I said, or what?
Or stay home and watch it.
Definitely so. Not getting that.
You know what's weird? It's a 2:30 game for the first time in I don't know how long.
Yeah,
It's always been an 11 a.m. game. So when I saw it was a late afternoon, I was like, what? I was like, I can't remember when I've ever seen it at 2:30. So
why wouldn't this
I don't
game be
remember.
the primetime game?
I know. Well, it's like Michigan, Ohio State. Why can't that ever be a 2:30 or a 7 p.m. game? You know.
I think it's the neighborhood they're in.
The state fair's dangerous.
No, I mean from what I'm understanding from my sources, yeah, I guess it's one of those things. It's just kind of like because the fair doesn't go all night. I mean, I know it closes down at a certain time, so I mean, it's like with all those people there and them trying to get out of there. Yeah, from what I'm understanding, it's like it's best to have a earlier game than a night game. So. But
all right, well, who do you guys like in that game? Texas is favored by 14.5.
That right there is ridiculous.
I would not take that spread. That's for sure.
No way at all. Doesn't matter. I mean, doesn't matter how the teams are ranked every single year. They always play each other close.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I roll with Texas because I do not like OU at all, and I think it's close. Maybe even like a 3-point game, kind of close, but I could see that happening. But I think Texas pulls it off.
Yeah, I like Texas by a touchdown. Ewers should be back, and we'll see. But I think with him back,
we'll see. All right.
Cool. I like Texas, and I think they do cover.
Really? Wow.
I do. I think they're on a mission, and Oklahoma's offense sucks. I don't care how good your defense is.
That is a fair point, though. The Oklahoma offense is not good, but it does. I mean, again, I've seen this game for 23 years at least now, and you would be surprised sometimes.
Well, there is a big SEC clash down in Death Valley. Number 9, Ole Miss, travels down to take on number 13, LSU. But Mississippi opens up as a 3.5-point favorite. Who you got, guys?
I think this is going to be a fun game. Offensively, I think this is going to be a fun game. I think LSU pulls it off. Ole Miss has looked a little shaky the last couple of weeks, including a loss. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't see him going in. I don't see him going down to Baton Rouge and and kicking the Tigers around or nothing like that. So, that's a tough place to play as well. So yeah, I like LSU in this one. I like the upset there.
I'm gonna stick with Ole Miss, but I do think it's real close. Real close. I think it's an awesome game to watch. But Ole Miss, I think somehow finds a way to pull it out.
Yeah,
Dart will get it done.
LSU at night is
in the
a
swamp.
crazy scene, but yeah, I like Ole Miss and to win by 3. So a big game, Arizona and BYU. Who would have thought we were talking about that? Just kidding.
What?
Let's go to Kansas State, number 18 ranked.
Oh
We're
yeah,
going to Colorado to take on those Buffaloes.
Ooh.
Both teams 4-1, but Colorado is unranked. Why do we think that is?
Because 3 out of their 4 losses were super ugly, and I don't think they deserve to be ranked.
Wow.
I guess Ryan's reading the analytics. So, but either way, I need no analytics.
And I was seeing their last games and see who they did play. So
It doesn't matter who they play; they were terrible. When those three wins they had before last week were bad. They were bad wins.
Yeah, because last week they played not Central Florida. Was it Central
Yeah,
Florida?
I think it was.
They played
And they played well. Don't get me wrong.
UCF on the
UCF.
28th.
Yeah.
They were
Okay.
off last week.
They killed them, so they made Vegas look silly by about 42 points.
Yeah.
That game. But I don't know. I mean, this is a big game for Colorado and for K State. You know, got to keep up with Texas Tech as they are undefeated and leading the Big 12. How cool is that?
And they barely beat ACU.
I know. Maybe.
Wow. Imagine if that was their only loss.
What is Abilene Christian's mascot? Wildcats?
Yeah, I think so.
Wildcats.
Yeah. They almost had a hell of an upset.
Yep. But
I like the Buffs in that game in this game though against K-State. I do, man.
I like K-State.
Yeah, K-State for me too.
I haven't yet to see the Buffaloes win a big game, and I just don't think it happens. But with that offense and the best player in America, possibly, and Hunter, you never know. You never know. But the game of the week for college football, those Buckeyes, the number 2 ranked team in the country, traveled to Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon, to take on the number 3 Ducks. Ohio State, though, 3.5 point favorite at Oregon.
Wow. Yeah, this should be good. This is really, I mean, you could say it's Oregon's first real test, honestly. You know, they really haven't been tested. I mean, honestly, you could say it's Ohio State's first test too, you know. Depends on what you think of Iowa. That's really the only team they face, but
makes good corn.
right. Man, I hate to pick them, but I think the Suckeyes find a way to pull it off, man. By like a field goal, that's gonna be a wild atmosphere for sure. Looking forward to that game. It's gonna be going crazy. I'm wondering what unis Oregon's gonna come up with because they got to be doing something special for that game. I would think.
Absolutely.
So, hopefully better than the ones from last week.
Yeah, true.
I mean, they weren't terrible, but it was like Oregon style.
Who do you guys think's gonna take that game?
I think Oregon sneaks it out. I think Ohio State's good, and I think once again they are a good team, and they're in the running. But I mean, the way this year's kind of gone. I don't know. I think Oregon. Yeah, it's Oregon's first real test. Do not get me wrong, and but yeah, I think they pull it off. I honestly do.
Well, I have a hard time picking Ohio State in anything.
Yep.
But
yeah,
I don't know, man. This game is going to be crazy. Oregon hasn't really clicked like they did last year.
I feel like they don't get off to strong starts in games, and that could hurt them in this game.
I don't think Ohio State's really played the level of competition yet.
True.
So, this is a big game in the Big Ten. But it doesn't this is just like, Georgia and Alabama. Whoever loses this game, as long as it's not a blowout, won't fall that far.
It won't matter.
But I'm going to go with the Ducks. I like them in a close game at home. We know Ryan Day's track record in the last few big games he's had to be in. So,
True.
Again, like Colorado, let's see it happen. I'm hoping for a great game. But if it's a blowout, Oregon's favor, no problem.
Right. Don't bother me none.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
If you go, that's just a great. I mean, you could just put those games on TV right there, and you don't even need the other games.
Right.
And I'm sure there's some other games that I might have just looked over, but this is, with football every single day now for a while.
57 straight days.
Yes.
Is it 57? I thought it was 55.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess it is. Until the day after Thanksgiving. Is that when it is, or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Now if we get
You guys don't know. You don't know. Well,
Right. When in Rome.
I think that's the one that gets us copyrighted. That soundbite. We might have to
Uh-oh, sorry.
Oh, well.
I'm not going to argue with it.
Play it when...
Right. When in Rome.
I mean,
Yeah.
when in Rome, play it, but...
Right.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what we missed, and I really wish we could have been at, was the NoFX show that just happened.
Oh yeah, with everyone that came out.
Yeah.
With them. I was reading about that.
People that were there, like, unbelievable.
One of Marie's friends got to go to it. He was there backstage too.
Oh,
I'll send you guys the video. I don't know how. He's in like a local band. Well, not local. They're based out of Lubbock.
Josh Gibson.
What is it?
Josh Gibson. He's a friend. He's a friend of mine, but he's in a local band there too. And he was. I think he was backstage as well. Wouldn't be surprised they know each other.
Probably. I'm trying to remember this guy's name and their band, but it's someone Marie went to school with. So
cool.
But he showed the video. He put it on his Facebook page, and it was really cool. It was cool.
That's badass. Luckily enough, I got to see him last year. So he's got to see him one more time before they're hanging it up. So yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool.
Did you ever see him, Ryan?
I never did, man. I wish I would have.
Me neither. I would have loved to hear Bob.
Yep.
Yeah.
Live. I would have loved to hear Bob live. But instead of Bob. Morning, San Diego. Or good morning, Cincinnati.
Yeah. On to Cincinnati.
On to Cincinnati.
On Cincinnati, maybe?
We need that soundbite.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. On to Cincinnati.
You want to talk about crazy games? Let's go back to this NFL. I mean, as the underdogs are continuing to take over.
Yeah.
And so last week with Rapid Fire, before I forget, T was the big winner at 9-5. Ryan 8-6, and I went 6-8. So now T is in first place.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
But everybody is still above 500. So if you have based your bets off of some of our picks, you still have made them. But, well, what game stuck out to you guys the most last Sunday?
I'm going to go back to Thursday and say that Bucks and Falcons game was pretty damn entertaining.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah.
It was an entertaining. You guys had to admit it was a good game, right?
Fantastic.
It was very entertaining.
It was a great game.
It sucked. Obviously, the results sucked, but the game itself was pretty awesome, man. I was
kind of fine with the result.
Of course, because your Manders won. I know, right?
The Bucks in the second half, the offense.
I don't know. They couldn't. Well, you should say what happened to their defense. They gave up 500 yards passing, so that was the problem. Over the middle, they couldn't stop anybody. Like, if you want to know how to beat the Bucks, pass over the middle, you'll win every time. So
I know you guys.
I'm hoping they shore that up.
Look like an All-Pro, man.
yeah. So, but yeah, great game, close game. I mean, you know what can you say? Kirk has played pretty damn well in primetime these last 4 or 5 games, so maybe that curse is over and you know, he's back to being a good quarterback overall. So we'll see. But yeah, terrible game. I mean, we're all tied for first, I think. So 3 teams tied for first place.
Great game.
Terrible result. Great game.
Fine for the rest of us.
Yeah, as a viewer, I thought it was a great matchup for Thursday night. And, you know, Atlanta's finding a way to win these close games, and that's what good teams do, you know?
Sure.
What was Cousins, 3 years ago, and they won like 11 one-score games or something like that? So he's been in that position before. And he passed Joe Montana, right? For touchdowns and yards. in
Yards, I
career.
think. Did he pass
Was
him
it
for
just-
touchdowns?
I don't know. I think
I
it
know
was.
it was yards, but pretty cool, man. He's had one of those underrated careers, you know. A lot of people don't realize how good he has been. So, definitely a good quarterback, man. So, props to them.
He's singing a whole different tune this week.
The realistic one.
I don't guess so, man. Going off the script.
Yeah.
Away from the script, I should say.
Oh, we haven't talked about the Chiefs yet, so
We already know what you're gonna say.
We know what you're gonna say. There. So
Trust me.
Before
That's when I tune out.
let's talk about a crappy script, and that's the one that the Jets have been dealt with, guys.
Oh, yeah.
After a game they should have won.
Wait, hold up. So we're talking about surprise of the week, man, or game of the week. Why are we not mentioning the G-men going into Seattle?
I know into
Saying
Seattle
anything
and
about the
winning.
game of the week. Ryan wanted to start with his team, so I was trying not to make the Jets the lead story like everybody else has.
Sure.
So see, that's how we try to
There you
change it
go.
up at the Real Tree Shaker Show. We put
True.
that second.
Yes.
It could
Yes.
be.
Well, now it could be fifth because now I just don't feel like doing it. You know.
And we won't talk about the Cowboys till the very end.
Oh,
so
jeez.
I could take a nap on both of those.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyways, so
See?
Robert Saleh has been fun. Can't go a show without it.
Nope.
So
Guess not.
Yeah, Giants, man. Awesome win for your team, man. What
All
a
right,
way
well,
to go in
let's stay
there and dominate.
We'll push it down even further. So we're not going to make it as big of a deal. But yeah, I mean,
It was a hell of a deal.
The Giants O-line and D-line, we dominated the Seahawks. And D Jones is playing really good. Dayball's gotten the best out of him. Kind of looking like 2 years ago. So
Sure.
I don't know. I think there's a chance we could give the Bengals a run for their money, but we'll get back to that. But I don't know. Is this Giants thing a fluke, or is it just we caught Seattle on a bad day? You can be honest.
I don't trust it at all. And for factors of one is it's a great win because you went into Seattle, which is a really hard place to go in and play well, let alone win. But you did it without your star receiver.
Yeah. Neighbors.
But I also think that opened up stuff. And I was saying that on Sunday to Sean, is like they're using everybody on the offense versus just one guy and focused in on him. So if Neighbors going to come back and play and you focus solely in on him again, then you're going to go right back to where you were. And so, I mean, again, I want to Saint it. I want to Saint it again. So
yeah, I thought Wandell was involved. Slayton involved. That tight end, Theo. What's his name? Theo
Johnson.
Theo Johnson. Yeah, from
Penn
Go
State.
ahead, Sean. There you go.
And I also think the running back needs to get another start. I mean, hey, Singletary is good and all, but like give that he looked better than Singletary, and I think that does make a hell of a difference. So
Tyrone Tracy.
I was saying it
from Purdue.
I was saying tight end production,
mm-hmm.
And that was before every play. Tight end production. I
already think he's better than Waller ever was there.
Well, yeah, because he plays. So, horrible at making music either. So,
yeah,
but yeah, good for the Giants.
That was
I'm happy. If we could go 3-3 after the first 6 games, I'm totally stoked with that. But the game of the week, Ravens Bengals. Guys,
oh yeah.
Do we think? I think
awesome game.
As a viewer, to me, I think that was the best game. Joe Burrow, unbelievable. Jamar Chase, uncoverable. But again, the Bengals come up short. Did they lose, or did the Ravens prove that they're the best team in that division?
I mean, it came down to a botched snap to not tie the game up, and then once again the Ravens bailed themselves out on a big play in overtime. So yeah, Ravens are good. I don't know. I'm not gonna put any labels on anybody and saying best and all that other stuff. Like so far the way the year's gone, it's like there's no telling. Honestly, it's wide open. It's absolutely wide open. Are they a contender to go, to get to the playoffs? Sure. Can they make a deep run? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Chiefs are clearly the king, so until you get anywhere close to that, then
Yeah.
kind of tough
Can
to
the
say.
Ravens win the AFC North? Sure, they probably are the best team in the division. I mean, you got Pittsburgh and Cleveland there. Let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah.
What are those teams going to do on offense? Bengals are the only team that can keep up with the Ravens if they can, and they're 1-4 now. So
Yep.
they're
And the
looking
defense-
on the outside in. So Lamar, man, he stepped up when he needed to and made some throws, and man,
I mean, Derrick Henry.
yeah, Derrick Henry finally getting that. He was like 16 for 28. 16 runs for 28 yards before that huge, however long run it was,
very
a
aware.
60-yard run. So, but it just takes one, So, that got him the win.
Plus, I don't think the Ravens' defense is what it usually is. So
Oh no, not at all.
I think that's pretty suspect as well. And
Yeah.
but yeah, not gonna say they're the best of anything. That is for sure. Contender? Are they a good team? Yes. Contender? Yes.
So they're in the Super Bowl bubble. If we were to make one
For sure.
right now,
yeah, sure.
I agree.
I guess you can put them in there.
Well, Ryan, go ahead. Talk about your Cowboys. Well,
This is Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, and I need to.
I mean, it wasn't that much of an exciting game, to be honest. I'll be honest. Plus, waiting forever and then it lasting till I was asleep. I'll be honest. I won't lie. I was dozing in and out of that game because it was on so damn late. But I mean, they found a way to win it, go into Pittsburgh and win a game, and Pittsburgh's offense just looks sick. They don't have a running game. I mean, Fields is decent, but who got involved, So, the Cowboys winning with Lamb not doing much, and I thought Dowdle played well, finding Tolbert in the end zone for that game-winning score, pretty good. Defense for the Cowboys played pretty decent even with all their injuries, so
average.
But like you said, Steelers don't have much of an offense anyways, so it doesn't take much to play good defense against them. So
no, I mean this was the perfect game for Justin Fields to show that this is my job, and
he didn't do it.
Parsons and Bland and Marcus Lawrence out, that's when they should have, done something. I don't know. It's just
they have no running game, so Najee Harris is terrible. I mean, they missed Jalen Warren obviously, just for a change of pace kind of guy, and Pickens had like 28 yards, so he didn't do anything. So he's supposed to be their deeper threat. So just it is what it is.
Well, Wilson is back at practice. Who's starting this Sunday? Or does it even matter?
Fields is still going to start.
Probably.
I don't know why you put Russell in there to throw 40 times for 130 yards. That's all he does now. So, I mean, and he doesn't win anymore. That was really the only thing he used to do, was at least he won. But now he didn't even do that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, two bad teams play each other and 1-on-1. Great, cool. Move on.
Wait, what are you talking about? The Patriots and Dolphins?
No, two other bad teams.
That game was hard to watch.
Okay. I thought another kind of shocking game was the Cardinals beating the 49ers.
100%.
Oh yeah, coming back from 10 down in the fourth. Yeah, Cardinals showing some moxie, man. Definitely coming back. Great game for Kyler, man. So,
I mean, and Harrison Jr. really didn't do much.
Nope.
So
maybe the Niners aren't as strong as people think they are.
They're not who we thought they were.
They aren't who we thought they were.
Silence! I kill you! I've only been using that, but no, I think that Purdy played decent. Ayuk finally had a decent game, but Mason with that weird fumble. But I mean, were they that dependent on Christian McCaffrey? Because they're not clicking either. They're still a little off kilter.
Yeah, I mean, Debo hasn't taken off. When their running game struggles and they're relying on Purdy, he really hasn't been that clutch. I saw a crazy stat last night with some guy talking about through 27 games, he has the same record as Garoppolo, 21-6. And at this point, someone came in and took over for him at that point. And Kaepernick before Garoppolo, same record, 21-6 or something. And someone, he got hurt and someone came and took over for him. So has that 27 game cycle ran out for Purdy? I don't know. That's pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, what does the script say?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Adele.
49er QB part 4.
Right. Tom Brady coming out of retirement.
I think a lot of it's their defense hasn't played as well as they have in the past. The running game's still there with Mason has stepped way up, but I mean, they're just letting teams. I mean, they let the Cardinals back in the game, and then they just when they got back in the game, they even got the lead. They just couldn't go score like they usually do, or say to save their own ass and stuff. So I don't know. They got some work to do. I don't know. Again, it's one of those things, and maybe they're just not as strong as we think they are without.
Yeah, I agree with you. The defense is not making plays like they usually do. They usually get a pick, fumble, something like that. So,
outside of the Chiefs, man, the NFL is wide open. There's no other way around it.
Nah, dude. Shout out to your team, the first place Commanders. Look at that, dominating the Browns.
Oh my God. The worst team in the league. Oh my goodness,
man, dude.
I mean, they're playing well, man. They're playing well. I mean, go ahead. Like you're amazing, man.
I really think they are good. They're a great team.
Guy 1 week, and then the next week he's the best coach in the damn league. Like no, dude. I'm just
who?
I'm
who did I say was the? Who did I clown on and say was the best coach?
Who's not? It's Todd. I'm surprised you didn't say Todd Bowles needs to get out of there after losing on Thursday. So I'm just saying, like yeah, they're playing well. Like cool. Let it until we get to the playoffs or whatever, then it doesn't matter. Like,
isn't that talking good about him? You think it's gonna curse him or something?
I'm not gonna hop on the hype train. Is what I'm saying. I'm just not gonna do it. Yes, they're playing well. Am I excited? Yes, I am. But I keep that to me. I'm not gonna run around. Oh well, they're winning the division. Jaden Daniels the MVP. I'm not gonna do all that, man.
Well, now the 16 people that listen to us are gonna know you're excited about it. So
well, good for them, and the hundreds of other people that know me as a Redskin fan outside of this show know that I'm excited too. But I'm also the way I am. I'm just not. Like, why? How many times has it played out after what 5 games? We're gonna sit here and get excited about the postseason, and then injuries, and then this, and then this. And no, not gonna do it. Not until we're there.
So it's too early for this.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You
kidding
me? Playoffs?
So it's too early for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about for front runner of Rookie of the Year?
If that's what y'all want to put him at, then cool. But I'm just not gonna do it, man. I'm gonna keep doing what I do, and hopefully they keep playing the way they are. And I mean, the way the defense is playing, props to them because they came into the season being pretty bad. So, cool, awesome. Let's see it again.
Hey, enjoy it while it's happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I say. Enjoy it while they're on top, man.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you over here, Mister. They're going to the Super Bowl and all. No, dude.
No, I didn't say Super Bowl. I just said they're the first place Commanders.
What? You didn't
Props
say
to them for being first place.
Sure. Okay, cool. Props to him.
Daniels is playing awesome, man.
In a bad division, cool. Props to him. So let's see what happens.
Hey, Sean's team is in that division.
You want to be 2-3? I'll take 4-1.
I know.
No problem.
Well, I mean, the Giants win this week and the Mandos lose this week, then it's 1 game difference. So, I mean, let's see it. Let's let it play out. That's all I'm saying. Let it play out.
Well, they let it play out in New York, and you guys were talking about San Francisco's defense sucking. Why not give Robert
True.
Saleh a call?
Right.
Bring back
I
the
could
old
see him going back there. Yeah, I
after
could
a
see
little
it.
vacation. They said he was on vacation. He's got 7 kids to worry about. So,
Yeah, I know, right?
man, I'd hate to make that. Could you imagine cooking that
He's
much?
getting paid $20,000 a day for the next 3 years, so not bad.
Yeah, but could you imagine? I don't know the age range of his kids, but could you imagine that 7 kids?
No,
I don't have one, so I don't.
I wouldn't.
I struggled with 2.
Yeah, me too. I couldn't imagine having
So
7 kids. Jeez.
we'll see. I don't know. Does this change do anything for the Jets and the rest of their season?
No, I don't think so.
Probably not, but like T said, it's wide open, so you never know.
Does this mean that
It's only 5 games, so
will they get
they
Devontae
could win out, and go 14-3
Is Devontae Adams traded this week to the Jets?
after this week, next week.
I wish someone would pay me $900,000 to stay away, like the
Right.
Raiders are with Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
hey, at least he's got
Not
a
too
Taco
bad.
Bell in his house, and he can
Right.
get a cantina burrito anytime
What
he
a
wants.
life!
What a life! So does this? Do we think that the Jets are completely blown up and started over next year, or are we writing the Jets off too soon?
I don't personally care, but I think they start over. Rodgers needs to hang it up. It's ridiculous. He's terrible right now, and yeah, you're right, Ryan. Maybe they go on some crazy run and they get better. Cool. Devontae comes in, makes them. That's going to change everything. Cool. I don't see that, and yeah, I don't. We'll see. But yeah, I think their windows closed. They screwed it all up, and that's what they do.
Could they do something? Sure. I mean, their division's wide open. How much do you trust the Bills, Dolphins, or Patriots? Not very much. So
Yeah, well, that's what Cowherd said yesterday. If you win on Monday, you're in first place.
yeah,
Why make the change? Aaron Rodgers claims he didn't know anything about the coach being fired, but I don't know about that. But anyways, guys, let's get to
Hey, watch this. I am Skibbity Riz.
there you go.
Oh, I don't know why I pushed that. But let's just do it. Let's go rapid fire. We
go.
have the bye weeks continuing this week. No Rams, no Chiefs, no Dolphins. Thank God. And the Minnesota Vikings are off this week, guys.
Oh damn! I got to switch out my defense.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go. That's why we do the show, to help you with your betting
There you
and
go.
attempting fantasy rosters.
There you go.
So, but I don't know. I like the way fantasy's gone so far this year. I'm enjoying it.
I can't complain.
I've seen this happen all too much. So
All right. Well, it is week 6. Unbelievable. But we got a good one on this Thursday, guys. The Niners traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. 3.5-point favorites for the Niners. 47 is your over-under.
I'm taking the Hawks. 27-24. I think it's going to be a close game, and yeah, it's one on like a field goal or something wonky. And I think the Niners should win this game based on how the Giants went in there last week and won. But I don't know. This could be a rebound game too for the Hawks. I think the Niners maybe got exposed a little bit last week from the Cardinals in that in-division game too. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Hawks. It'll be a little different. Actually, not a little. That's what I am. I'm gonna be different.
Somewhat different.
Yeah, somewhat different.
There you go.
I like the Niners in the over.
I like the Hawks and the over.
What was the over?
47.
Cool.
So you got the over.
Yeah,
We're all on the over. I just I don't know. I think San Francisco will be fine. They'll get in as a wild card, but their main thing is just health and getting everybody back on the field and in unison because they're just. And plus, it's probably the Super Bowl hangover. I mean, these guys have played a lot of football over the years.
To me, this is a Debo game. It screams Debo all over it. So I think he shows out.
I like the KW3 bust out myself, but we get to wake up, including you, Ryan. You get to wake up early next Sunday for our next game in London as the Jags are taking on the Bears. Bears open up as 2.5-point favorite, 46.5. It's your over on.
I mean, it's a London game. Jags are playing, so you got to take the Jags in London. I got them at 24-21, so just barely missing the under. Or the over, I'm sorry. They play good out there. They always do.
True.
And
they're like the home team of England, basically.
I'm not sold on those Bears at all. So, and I think, again, this is another must-win for the Jags, I feel, at least for Peterson's sake.
Yeah, T-Law has something with old Brian Thomas there. They seem to be connecting, but I'm going to take the Bears just because of their defense. Like the Bears in the under.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, Jags home away from home is London. They're there for the next 2 weeks. So I just think something might have clicked with the Jags, or I just can't give up on them. I don't know, but I like the Jags in the under. But should be an entertaining game. But London games are always weird. So the first, we'll get now to the noon games on Sunday. The Cardinals, off their big win, traveled to Green Bay to take on the Packers as they barely beat the Rams. The Packers open up, guys, as 5.5-point favorites. 47.5 your over on.
Yeah, I'm taking the Pack. 34-24 or 30-24. I'm sorry. I think it's gonna be, relatively kind of a shootout. I don't know. I think Harrison's gonna actually come back and have a good game versus not doing anything at all. Excuse me. And I don't know. Lambeau's a tough place to play, but I don't know. I feel like the Cardinals built up a lot of confidence beating the Niners last week, so I think they're gonna keep playing good. But I think the Packers are gonna sneak one out.
Yeah, I like the Packers and the over too. Jordan Level even is record at 2-2.
Yep, I'm with you guys. Packers in the over. I don't know, getting that Arizona team outside, I don't think they're quite the same. They're definitely built for the indoors. But yeah, really competitive game and another fun one to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh-oh. Ryan's Bucks team.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Traveling to New Orleans.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
It is.
Stay safe, all you people in Tampa.
Yeah, I know, right?
For real.
Exactly.
Stock up on your butane, your candles, and your green beans. Green beans. But the Bucks and Saints
interesting item, but cool. Yeah.
I used to have to buy that. I mean, I don't know why, but it was always on the storm list. But and the storm never happened, so there's still some back at my old house, I think. But Ryan's Bucks open up as 3.5-point favorites. 42 is your over under.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks 23-17, so the under. I guess Rattler. Whoever said earlier today is the Saints are simply just they're false basically, and with Rattler getting his first start, you know what I mean. But the fact that the Bucks gave up as much in the passing game last week as they did, I can see the Bucks getting out to a big lead and then them just closing the gap and running out of time basically.
What's the over under?
42.
I'm gonna take the Bucks in the under. I do think it's gonna be closer than what people think. Just because the Bucks visiting the Saints, I think the Saints defense will step up too.
This is a slot Godwin game because Lattimore. Yeah,
Lattimore. Yeah, bench your Mike Evans in fantasy this week.
I think I have.
That's one of the best matchups in the whole league.
I was gonna say, what did they say the last 12 games against him? He's he's averaging like 2 catches and like 23 yards
Yeah,
every game, the last 12. So
I have to swap.
don't play him if you can, if you can. But yeah, I like the Bucks in the under.
All right. I like the Bucks, and I like them to win big. I think this. I like the over.
Yeah,
I think the Saints. Everybody jumped on them when they were 2-0. At least they beat your Cowboys, so props to them for that.
shoot, they
But
blew
yeah,
him out.
since then it's the same thing. Same Derek Carr. Where is Chris Olave?
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
dropping balls.
Dropping balls and just not getting thrown to. But
I did hear the Bucks might re-sign Devin White. He got released by the Eagles.
why
They
not?
need some help over the middle. So
Never hurts to have depth.
yeah,
It never hurts. Speaking of depth, Cleveland, the Browns, wish they had more depth at quarterback. They're traveling to Philly after the Eagles come off their bye. Eagles 8.5-point favorites at home. 46.5. Over under.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles on this. I don't trust either one of these teams. I could definitely see the Browns winning this game. I'm going to take the Eagles 27-13. The Browns offense is pathetic. Same time, the Eagles defense has been pathetic. But again, I don't trust either one of these teams. This could be either way. Honestly, it could be an either way game. But yeah, I'm just going to go with the Eagles 27-13.
I like the Eagles in the under. I think Deshaun Watson gets benched in this game, like halfway through or sometime in the second quarter, and Winston's going to come in. But I still like the Eagles in the under. He ain't going to eat a W, I promise.
Well, really? No, I like the Eagles.
I mean, maybe he could, I guess, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think this is a big game for Sirianni. Like, I think Eagles need to dominate Cleveland, just to get the people off his back. And the Cleveland team, they're a quarterback away from being one of the best teams in the league. They really are.
They have no run game.
Well,
when Chubb
comes back, I mean,
Ford's been a ghost.
Well, I mean, when you're going 3 and out, and Deshaun Watson throws every ball at your feet or into a defender's arms, you can't really do too much in the running game.
The whole team's terrible. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we think we see Cleveland making some trades at the trade deadline?
Oh yeah,
I see him.
Cooper's going somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I think.
Hell, I could even see Chubb being traded somewhere if he's healthy.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if they even try to trade Garrett.
Or Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Be curious to see.
Lindor got him. Lindor the granny.
Lindor the Grancy.
Just like that.
Man, that
Bye, Phillies.
Crazy.
Bye, Phils.
Yep, I believe so.
I ain't mad at that.
Well, not that we're exceeding expectations, but T's 4-1 Manders are traveling to the Ravens at 3-2. But Baltimore is a 6.5-point favorite. I thought this was a very shocking line.
Yeah.
49.5 is your over/under.
I'm sticking with it. I'm taking the Mandos 24-21. So that hook's gonna get you. I'm just simply thinking an upset. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna pick the Manders before T talked me out of it, saying, "No, they're not gonna be good. It's too early. It's too early."
Well, one, I don't talk like that at all. So, two is I didn't talk you out of anything. You're the one that's.
He did. You did. I was so optimistic.
How did I talk you out of?
I was like, the Ravens are playing so good, and you're like, no, it's early. You can't believe anything in the first 5 games. It doesn't mean anything.
I didn't say it doesn't mean anything.
So,
I'm simply saying, like, you cannot go. I'm not going in and announcing things that don't need to be announced. That's all it is, man. So talk you out of something. I didn't even. Jesus, man. Ridiculous.
So now I'm taking the Ravens and the over.
Do you need to be talked out of not going to Sam's? No, you already got that. You already got that freaking decided.
That's on the agenda all the time. Come on.
You said Ravens in the over?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a fun as hell game to watch, though. Too.
I agree.
So
But I got the Ravens in the over too. The Texans guys, Nico Collins just put on the IR, so their star number one wide receiver will be out for the next 4 games. But that's okay. They're playing a high school JV team in the New England Patriots as Drake May, sorry dude, is making his first career start. But the Texans only a 7-point favorite on the road, 42.5 your over-under.
I don't think they cover, but I think they win the game 21-17, which is also the under.
Yeah, I think it's a lot closer than people think. I like the Texans and the under. Curious to see if Drake May gets them started with some kind of spark. I don't know. We'll see.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe for like a campfire after the game.
Right.
But yeah, I like the Texans in the under. CJ Stroud has not really been on point since Joe Mixon's been out. And now you take away your number one wide receiver. So maybe it's Tank Dell.
Tank Dell game. Yeah, I was gonna say back to him.
Maybe.
We'll see. Could be Dalton Schultz. But
sure.
The Colts, the Joe Flacco Colts, heading down to Tennessee to take on the Mayo Boy Titans. But the Colts only a 1-point favorite on the road, guys. 45 is their over-under.
I got the Colts 23-13. I think Flacco just better quarterback than Mayo Boy or whoever's going to start on that side. So
yeah, I'm curious to see who starts for the Colts too, because if A-Rich is healthy, I think I'm curious to see if they really actually go with him. But I still like the Colts in the under.
Plus, I think the Colts defense is playing a little bit better. It's going to be a defensive game, though. I feel. I mean, Tennessee's defense is actually pretty stout. But,
they are good,
but that offense can't move the ball, and I'm sure they'll find a way to score some points. But whether that be all field goals or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Yep, I like the Colts in the under. I think if A-Rich is healthy, you just put a little package together for him, kind of like the Steelers did back in the day for Cordell Stewart. Get something like that. But then you could you could do a lot with Richardson, because that dude could chunk it. Both are quarterbacks, so you could do something pretty sneaky with with that. But Flacco's just been fantastic, man.
Yeah, he has.
I did see that Pittman's out for a few weeks. Saw that somewhere, maybe on Sleeper app or whatever. And then I know Downs is questionable right now. So
Alec Pierce and Mo Alley Cox.
Mo Alley.
And maybe Jonathan Taylor should be back, although Sermon didn't do too bad filling in for him.
No, he didn't.
He's a good fantasy ad. All right, guys, the Chargers coming off their bye, traveling to Denver to take on Bo Nix and those 3-2 Broncos. But the Chargers open up as 3-point favorites, 42.5. Sure, over on.
I got the Bolts. I got a push at 17-14 and the under. I think this is going to be a defensive ground and pound kind of game. Yeah. I mean, as far as the Chargers, they don't have much offense outside of running the ball. So, and then we see what the Broncos are.
I like the Chargers too, man. I'm taking the under. Harbaugh's had a couple weeks to plan, so
true, coming off a bye week too.
Yeah, I think he has a good little, run 30 times this game and see what happens, and pretty close to on the score too. Not a lot of offense in this game.
Yeah, lots of runs. Wear out Dobbins and Gus Edwards and keep it to where Herbert only throws about 20 times. So you're not, because I doubt that ankle's healed up.
Yeah.
So I like the Chargers and the under as well. Should be a good smash mouth game though. Both good defenses.
Somebody. Yep. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
What if Ryan can love Nickelback, we can't like some Smash Mouth every once in a while?
Of course, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm actually lying. I hate that band. So.
Oh, add him to the list.
Add him to the list.
Add him to the list. All right. Well, speaking of hate, There's got to be some hate, right, in Pittsburgh. They've lost 2 straight. Who's playing quarterback? But their luck, they get to take on the Raiders. And that whole drama
And no
situation is gone.
Devontae Adams.
No Devontae Adams missing his 3rd straight game, making $975,000 to
Not
miss
bad.
the game as he awaits his new team. But the Steelers open up as 3-point favorites, 43.5 your over-under.
Real simple. Steelers win 13-10. How points are scored, I do not know. And cool. I hope I don't talk you in and out of anything there, Ryan.
I don't think he did. I had the Steelers in the under. For sure. Probably the least game I would want to watch at all this week, barring the Browns and Eagles.
Yeah, you don't have to talk me into any of that either. So
I don't know. Something's telling me the Raiders win, and it's a shootout. And I think you start to see Russell Wilson. I mean, because if you take Fields is probably your best offensive weapon anyways. Again, dual quarterback system might work for them. But I like the Raiders in the over, in the upset. Falcons, off that great game against Ryan's Bucks, they're traveling to the Panthers. Falcons only a 6-point favorite on the road. 42.5 your over-under.
I got the Falcons 24-14. I think they're grooving really well on the offensive side. The defense is starting to play better, and the Panthers are exactly who we thought they were.
Right. I'm going to take the Falcons. I'm going to go with the over, though. I think it's a little bit of a competitive game, back and forth, but I still like the Falcons.
Yeah, I like the Falcons, and I like the over, just because I don't think Carolina could stop anybody, and I think you're going to see some garbage time points from the Panthers.
Yeah.
But I think they cover that 6 easily. Man, if we remember this game last year, my Lions traveling to Ryan's Cowboys. This should be the primetime game, right? But it's not, because another team is. But
I know.
the Lions open up as 3-point favorites, and 50.5 is your over-under.
Yeah, well, Ryan's not going to talk me into taking the Cowboys. That is for damn sure. So I'm taking the Lions 30-24. What'd you say the over was?
50.5.
50.5. So I think they clear that. I think they go back and forth. I mean, not that the offense on the Cowboys have a lot of offensive weapons and such, but the Lions have a tough time stopping teams sometimes. So I can see Lamb having a big game, and I guess I can honestly see the Cowboys getting out to a big lead, and the Lions come all the way back and win.
What was the score last year?
Average. They're average. They suck.
Damn, the hate's
I
real.
remember the score, but that was the whole 2-point conversion controversy.
That's right.
And they chose to go for it again, and they missed it. So
the Cowboys won last year.
Right.
I'm taking the Lions this year. I'm going to take the Lions and over.
I should have let him go first because he probably would have taken the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I really was.
I
have it.
I feel like I talked.
I promise.
Okay.
I probably talked him into that. So
Lions.
Yeah. I like the Lions, but I like the under. I think Detroit's just going to use that best offensive line in the league of theirs, and Montgomery and Gibbs have each had 70 yards of yards from scrimmage in each game, I believe. So that trend continues. Keep Dak and his one-man offense off the field.
Watch out for Aiden Hutchinson.
Defensive player of the year right now. He is going to eat. Going up against the rookie Guyton, who's most penalized too.
Yeah.
So, but Sunday night, we get to watch the Bengals travel to MetLife, East Rutherford, New Jersey, to take on the Giants.
East.
And I have a problem. How is Cincy favored by 3.5? 44 is your over-under.
I mean, I'm taking the G-men. I think the Bengals are terrible. They're not. I mean, defensively, they're terrible. They're just not. They're not. The team itself is not clicking. So I got the G-men 24-21. I don't know. if the G-men play like they did last week in the Seahawks, and that's what I'm kind of counting on, then I think they can easily beat the Bengals. So,
I'm sorry, Sean. I'm taking the Bengals. I think the Thibodeau injury is going to hurt him a little bit, getting pressure on Burrow. So, but I like the Bengals in the over.
Yeah, well, I am a realist, and I like the Bengals in the over, but I think it's a good game.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that since he just has more firepower than the Giants, and but I mean, I don't know, with that Giants defensive line, and I mean, use the same formula they did against Seattle: run the ball,
Yep.
power football, baby. So I will gladly take that being wrong. But our final game is Monday night, as the Bills. Big game for both these teams.
Yeah.
Bills travel to the Jets to take on the new Sololess. That's hard to say.
Solidless.
Sololess Jets.
list.
Beautiful. But the Bills are 2.5-point favorites, guys. 46.5's your over/under.
I'm taking the Bills. What do I have here? 23-20. I know this is a must win for the Jets in a way to kind of, I guess, rebound their organization, maybe even team. But I think the Bills are feeling the same way, and I think they're just a better squad, and I think they go in and win a tough game.
I like the Jets. Don't know why. I find it really hard to believe that Allen's going to lose. Would this be his third loss in a row with the Bills? Find that really hard, but I don't know. You know that they fire the head coach, the new coach comes in, defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich. I just think they kind of play for him, and I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I like
I'm
the
with
Jets.
you. I am with you on that, though. I mean, again, I think the Jets play better.
Yeah.
But again, I think the Bills, this is kind of a, I mean, they could honestly, like, if the Bills lose this game, there could be some heat on McDermott. So,
especially the way the game ended last weekend.
Especially the way it did. So, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of just feel like the Bills need to go in there and win this game. The Jets, I don't think they necessarily need to win it as much as they need it for their spirit. But
yeah. What's the over under?
46.5.
Man, I'm going to take the over. Why not?
All right, I think you copied my paper, but I like the Jets too. I was going to say the interim always pumps up a la Antonio Pierce.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is I still can't believe the way Buffalo lost that game. That was a game they should have won. Houston did not play that good, especially in the second half.
Yeah, what were those calls in the last minute of the game? I was like, what?
I mean, I get like trying to get the first down on the first play, but if you don't, run it. Make them use their timeouts. But it should be an interesting week of football, baseball.
Once again.
College football. I mean, NHL has started. We got NBA preseason. So this
NHL.
You got lay toes on the floor.
Started tonight.
On the floor, yep.
Two toes on the floor at the same time now.
Yay.
But I would have liked to have been in Utah to see the whole brand new first game for that franchise in the NHL.
True.
As they start over from being in Phoenix and that debacle. But as we do every time, it is time to welcome in Quiet Storm.
Yes. So you can find the Real Tree Shakers on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Amazon. Please listen. Please subscribe. You can find our socials on Facebook, on Twitter or X, on Instagram, on TikTok. Please find us. Please like us. Please subscribe to us. We love you all.
Okay.
You got anything to add to that?
Creepy time's over. So peace and love, guys. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
Don't worry, that van that's just around the corner with the headlights dimmed, that's just Ryan.
It's just getting ready for Halloween. That's all.
It's neighborhood watch.
Yes.
But as always, enjoy the sports. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. It's been the Real Tree Shaker Show. Peace.
Peace, guys.
Hello.
Hello.